All right, welcome to the Sports Mashup number 97, February 8th, 2023, Super Bowl week on a Wednesday. Beginning in the NBA, Steph Curry injured again. This time it's the left knee, negative X-ray, MRI to follow. I think they said he'd be out a few weeks with this. So in a wide open West, the team that won the title last year, not in the greatest spots the rest of the way, but with the 10 playoff teams to play in, I'm sure they'll be fine, but probably not where they want to be.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll come back right after their All-Star game or
Whereabouts?
if not a week after.
Yeah. I'm going to skip a couple here too. This one, Suns officially the owner of the team now, Matt Ishbia, 29-0 approval. The Cavaliers did abstain from voting. Dan Gilbert, big mortgage guy, Ishbia, big mortgage guy, big rivalry there. So that is real apparently. So they're a new owner in Phoenix, meaning that the deadline will be more interesting, which the deadline is tomorrow, February 9th. A lot of names out there. You already had one big name go. We'll talk about that in a minute. Seems like there's going to be a 3-team deal, or at least some sort of deal between the Lakers and Jazz and T-Wolves, where D'Angelo Russell to the Lakers, Mike Conley to the Jazz, Westbrook to Utah. Westbrook would be getting bought out in that scenario. There's other pieces there as well. If that doesn't happen, then I would assume it's because Minnesota is looking to see what else they can get for D'Angelo Russell. I'm sure he's going to be the one that's certainly traded out of anybody else.
So he goes back to LA.
In this scenario that's being discussed, yes, but we'll see. I mean, I don't really think D'Angelo Russell is like a winning player at all at this stage in his career. Like, I don't view him as a point guard on a team that's going to win anything. So
no, when he was though, is when he was on the Lakers and they dealt him away.
Yeah. So we'll see. And obviously got Toronto. What are they going to do? Fred VanVleet, Pascal Siakam, OG Anunoby are names out there. People expecting the Suns to be active given the new owner and the aggressiveness, plus the fact that they're healthy again. Wondering what's going to happen with Kevin Durant. I assume that Durant's not going to be a guy that's traded until the summer if he is traded. But the Nets are going to look to improve. You have the Clippers looking for a point guard. You got the Jazz looking to trade Malik Beasley and Jared Vanderbilt, who could end up with the Lakers as well in that deal. So we'll see what happens. A lot of potential trades out there right now.
And then I talked about it last Wednesday. Kyrie, he asked to be traded the day after. I did right. Did I speak this into existence? Maybe. I don't believe I did, but
maybe.
He was traded to the Mavs. The Mavs received Kyrie and Markieff Morris. The Nets they get back Spencer Dinwiddie. Yep. And they also get Dorian Finney-Smith, a 2029 first, and a 2027 and 2029 second-round pick.
I think the biggest thing here is the 2029 first could be very valuable because that is after the time that Luka Doncic could be a free agent. Who knows if he's in Dallas in 2029. So the Nets could either keep that or look to trade it.
I'll say that assets. Could be a piece to look to trade.
Yeah. But, I don't think Dallas is going to win a title either way, regardless of whether they did this deal or not. Now you have two extremely ball-dominant, especially Luka, players. And I think Dallas still needs to make some sort of improvement to be with the big dogs in the West, which I think the West is wide open no matter what. I think if the Suns are healthy, Memphis, the Clippers, if they're healthy, the Nuggets are probably the best team in the West in the regular season at this point.
The Mavs still need to get healthy. I mean, Kleber's still hurt.
If Zion is healthy, I think the Pelicans are a threat. The Lakers, I won't take the Lakers seriously pretty much no matter what, unless they cheated their way into getting Kevin Durant, which is like impossible. So that's not going to happen. But yeah, the West is wide open. I think that's the most interesting part of this deadline is what's going to happen in the West. I think that's where the most movement is going to happen.
I'm surprised, I'm sure Dinwiddie didn't get to speak on this, but he was one who wanted out of Brooklyn originally, right?
I don't remember. I don't know if he wanted out of Brooklyn. Where was he? He was traded to
I thought when he was there is when they had Kyrie and everything, and then did he go to Philly in the trade for Harden?
No, he went to Didn't he end up in Washington? But I don't know how he would have gotten there. Let's see.
But what he's looking at, then you had a brawl Friday between the Magic and T-Wolves. Timberwolves' Austin Rivers got a 3-game suspension. Mo Bamba gets 4 games, which I'm surprised he only got 4 because he came off the bench and started this with Rivers. And then Jalen Suggs got 1 game for escalating the altercation.
Okay, so it was a 5-team trade where Dinwiddie was traded by Brooklyn to Washington. The Pacers traded Aaron Holiday and Isaiah Todd to the Wizards. Lakers traded Isaiah Jackson to the Pacers. Lakers traded Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Montrezl Harrell, and Kyle Kuzma to the Wizards. The Spurs traded somebody named Nikola Milutinov to the Nets. Wizards traded a 2024 second, blah, 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 blah. Russ Westbrook to the Lakers. I mean, there's like a billion pieces in this trade. So, yeah, he's in a 5-team trade from Brooklyn to Washington. I'm sure he probably preferred to be moved just because of the minutes that he wasn't going to be getting, with the fact that I think at that point they still had Harden and Kyrie and KD there. So,
yeah. Which I'm curious to see how that's going to work between Kyrie and Luka. I mean, Kyrie has played off the ball before.
Yeah.
And maybe it'll take some stress off Luka where he can be able to play off the ball a little more and get a different matchup.
Yeah, I think they probably could have used a little bit more help in the front court rather than the back court. Like, I feel like Dinwiddie was playing really well. I know Kyrie's way better, but Dinwiddie was a really good piece. Hit a lot of threes for them in the playoffs last year.
I would have rather them kept Dinwiddie and traded Reggie Bullock.
Yeah. I think they need to make the salaries match, though.
Well, you talked about Finney-Smith's big deal, and they got that.
Yeah. People laughed at the Mavericks when there was a report that saying they would be willing to trade Dorian Finney-Smith for a star. It worked. They used him in a deal to acquire a star.
And then last night you had LeBron past Kareem for all-time leading scorer, which was made a huge deal. They stopped the game before the third quarter was even done. It had his family come out, had Kareem come out, had Kareem and the commissioner come out. Kareem handed the ball to LeBron.
No comment.
No, I'm over it. Tired of the GOAT conversation. Him doing all this. When Kareem played, he was just a post player. Didn't even have a 3-point line. I'm tired of calling Kareem. His name is the wall sender.
Michael Jordan is the GOAT. Moving along.
Current NBA stat leaders. Points per game, Joel Embiid at 33.4. Team points per game is the Kings at 119.3.
Rebounds per game, Giannis Antetokounmpo, 12.4. Team rebounds, Bucks, 49.1.
Assists, Tyrese Halliburton, 10.3. Team assists, Warriors, 29.7.
Blocks per game, Nick Claxton of the Brooklyn Nets, 2.6. Nets lead it as well at 6.7 for the team category.
Steals, Jimmy Butler, 2.1. Team steals, Raptors, 9.3.
Field goal percentage, Nick Claxton of the Brooklyn Nets, 73.2. Nets also lead in the team category of field goal percentage of 51.1.
Threes made, Buddy Hield at 208. Team threes, Warriors, 895.
3-point percentage, he's back. Damian Lee, Phoenix Suns, 46.8. Team 3-point percentage is the Nuggets, 39.7.
And team free throws is the Celtics at 82.9.
We have All-Star Weekend, February 17th through the 19th in Utah.
Next weekend.
Yeah.
And now we have the NFL Super Bowl matchup. Chiefs versus Eagles, Sunday, February 12th at State Farm Stadium, Glendale, Arizona.
I think I'm going to save what I'm going to say about the Super Bowl until the pick. So,
Super Bowl 57, the Chiefs will wear their white jerseys, the Eagles will wear their green. The teams wearing white jerseys have won 15 of the past 18. One of those teams wearing green was the Eagles when they beat the Patriots.
Also, a little bit of a run for the NFC right now.
Were the Bucks in white when they won theirs?
Yeah, they were, I believe so.
Yeah, because I think the Chiefs were in their red, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, 15 of the past 18 are in the white.
The Packers wore green, I believe.
So that's 2 of the 3 missing.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely were green.
You could have Devontae Smith could become the 4th player to win the Heisman, College Football National Championship, Super Bowl. After Tony Dorsett, Marcus Allen, Charles Woodson, and Devontae Smith would be the 4th. He won a national championship in 2017, 2020, won the Heisman 2020. 3 years later, could be winning the Super Bowl.
Yep.
And then after Brady's retirement, he threw 737 touchdowns to 98 receivers. Of course, Gronk's won. Mike Evans is 5th at 36. There's a lot of names and pictures on this. $19 of those receivers are Bucks. The rest are Patriots. So 79 are Patriots. Gronk, of course, is number 1 at 105. Next is Edelman at 41.
Big drop off.
And then the Cowboys hire Brian Schottenheimer as their new offensive coordinator. Brian Flores hired as the Vikings defensive coordinator. Bengals legend AJ Green retires.
No surprises there. Big fall asleep hire for the Cowboys. Brian Schottenheimer's like 137th job in the last 10 years. Who cares?
Yeah.
Your boy Tom Brady says he'll join the Fox crew for the 2024 season. So
don't say he's my guy.
Well, he's your former quarterback.
For 3 years.
Gave you 3 years. 3 great years. 3 division titles, right?
Well,
or was it 2 division titles?
I don't know if you call last year great.
You won the division. Weren't doing that with Jameis.
No, I think the year they won the Super Bowl, they didn't win the
Saints
division.
Won the division that year.
Yeah, because the Saints beat them twice.
Yeah, and then if the Bucks could have just backed off and let the Saints play the Packers in the NFC Championship, the Packers probably win the Super Bowl that year. Whatever. Head coach Sean Payton will ban Team 3 from facilities. I assume that's Russell Wilson, something which,
yes.
I mean, I hate the Broncos because I hate hearing about them, and I hate Russell Wilson. And Sean Payton wanted the Chargers job, didn't want to take this job. I guarantee it. Forced into it.
Then on to golf.
Yep.
The AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am winner was Justin Rose. Had a big round 4, shot 18 under, won $1.6 million.
Yeah, my first hit of the year for a winner of the season, I guess, since September. I don't know if I'd had one. So Rose like plus 5,000, plus 4,500 or whatever. Good win, solid win. Had a big week in golf last week. Kind of saved me from my other picks being bad. Yeah, I had Rose to win. I had Denny McCarthy top 10, I think. I think he finished in the top 5. And then I had Garrick Higo top 20. I believe he finished in the top 10. So hit 3 of them. Getting hot, and we got a couple big events coming up. So
this weekend you have the Waste Management Phoenix Open, defending champion Scotty Scheffler at TPC Scottsdale, the stadium course in Scottsdale, Arizona. So you have both Super Bowl and Waste Management Open in Arizona.
Yep, no doubt. College basketball onto the top 25.
Purdue State's put at 1, Houston up 1-2, Alabama up 1-3, Arizona up 1-4, Texas up 5-5.
Tennessee drops 4-6, UCLA up 2-7, Kansas drops 2-8, Virginia drops 2-8, Kansas drops 1-9, Marquette up 4-10.
Iowa State up 2-11, Kansas State down 4-12, Xavier up 3-13. Baylor down 3-14. St. Mary's up 3-15 after beating Gonzaga.
And Gonzaga drops 4-16. TCU drops 2-17. Indiana up 3-18. Miami up 4-19, and Providence drops 3-20.
UConn up 3-21. NC State at 22 unranked. Creighton 23 unranked. Rutgers 24 unranked. San Diego State drops 3-25. And then you had a kid from Siena, Michael Bayer. He lost his dad over last weekend to cancer, and then on Coaches vs. Cancer night, he had his biggest game in his career. He scored 18 points, 12 rebounds, and a romp over Iona. He came in averaging 3.8 points a game.
Great story there, no doubt.
And then I wanted to bring up last night's game. I think it was last night. Yeah, against the Wake Forest, North Carolina game, the Wake Forest won. They got beat by a guy who was 6 of 20 from the field, 0 of 6 from 3. He had 35 points. He was 23 of 28 from the free throw line. You might think about fouling somebody else.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, the team for Wake Forest shot 33 of 42 from the free throw line. He shot 28 of those. So they were 10 of 14 outside of him. But you might have wanted to foul somebody else.
Yeah, certainly. On to Major League Baseball. You had the Toronto Blue Jays reach a 3-year deal with Bo Bichette, their shortstop, avoiding arbitration. I don't think that there is a number on this. I don't see a number.
I didn't see one.
Yeah, I'm looking as well. I don't see a number in terms of money, but avoiding arbitration, a big deal there for them. The Cardinals acquired left-handed pitcher, I don't even know, Misawicz, lefty from the Royals for cash. I don't know. No clue how to pronounce his name. Not even going to try. And he might actually be on their roster, so I don't know.
The Guardians hire team's first female on-field coach. And Birdie and the Marlins avoid arbitration and reach a $2.215 million deal. Spencer Strider had the highest K9 in his first year at 13.8. Then Nolan Ryan did his best year at 13.6.
Huh.
Mookie Betts was cited attempting to qualify for PBA's U.S. Open in Indianapolis. He was tied with the number one bowler in the world. So I guess in the offseason, Mookie Betts is just a heck of a bowler.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
And then there was the fewest stolen bases allowed since 2005. I don't know if you saw this.
Yeah, I did.
Number one was the Cardinals at 886. Huge gap. Number two, the next one was the Diamondbacks at 1,310. 2005 was Yachty's first full season.
I feel like I've definitely seen that stat before. I don't know if we've discussed it on here before, but yeah.
And then last for the MLB was innings pitched per game by Bob Gibson in 1968. 7, 7, 9, 9, 12, 11, 8, 9.2, 8, 8, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 11, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 10, 8, 9, 8, 8, 9, 9, 9, 9.
Huh. Seems to be a lot.
Sorry, one of those was 9.2, not just 9.
Oh. Damn it.
But I think in the World Series, he pitched 3, if not 4 of those games and pitched all 9 innings every game.
Yep. All right.
Stud.
Definitely. On to the NHL. The Islanders agreed to an 8-year extension. I believe the cap hit is $8.5 million with Bo Horvat, who they traded for from the Vancouver Canucks last week. Probably a bit high on the money side. $8.5 million seems like a bit much, but I guess if they think the cap will be up.
I think their thing to doing this is to raise the market on players. So if they do decide that someone wants to try trading for someone from their team, they're trying to raise the amount of money for said player.
Could be. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's a bit much. NHL stat leaders through February 7th.
Monday, you had Jaromir Jagr scored his 1,099th professional league goal, overtaking Gretzky's record of 1,098.
All right.
Jagr still playing. I don't know if you've seen the picture of him still playing, but dude is getting up there.
Oh, yeah. He's an old one at this point. Still playing, though.
I'm guessing he's in the Russian or Czech league.
Yeah, I believe he is, yes. All right. Stat leaders, I don't really think any of this has changed, so I don't really know if we need to go over it.
So it just went up. Carlson
Yeah,
had 3 points last night.
Yeah, McDavid, point leader, 93.
Yeah, he went up 1. Carlson, 69, 14 ahead. This definitely hasn't changed in weeks.
Yeah, Matty Beniers, rookie points leader, 36, 7 ahead.
Goals, McDavid, 41, 3 ahead.
Defenseman goals, Erik Karlsson, 17, 3 ahead.
Beniers, 17, 4 ahead.
Nikita Kucherov, assists, 55, 3 ahead.
Carlson, 52, 9 ahead now.
Perfetti, rookie assist leader for the Jets, 22. He's tied with the Wild's Kalen Addison.
Wins, Linus Ullmark, 26, 2 ahead.
And he leads in save percentage at 937.
Yeah, plus .011. Someone, I forgot who it was, caught up. He was at .014. And then points leader was the Bruins, 39, 7 and 5, 83, 7 ahead. And they don't play till Friday. They had a decent break after the All-Star since they played the night before.
Well, the St. Louis Blues don't play until Saturday, so kind of weird how some teams are getting such long breaks. I don't know how that's going to affect them. Doesn't matter for the Blues; they suck anyway. But whatever. NHL All-Star Weekend: the Atlantic defeated the Central in the final to win the All-Star game. Little semifinal final thing that they do, and the hometown in terms of he plays for the Panthers, and it was in Florida. Matthew Tkachuk was named the All-Star game MVP.
Who also got to play on the same team as his brother.
Yeah.
Skills competition.
Yeah, this is horrific. This is the worst skills competition I've ever seen in any sport ever, probably. Not an exaggeration.
At least they had some on the rink and off the rink.
Still the stupidest thing they've ever done. Hardest shot winner was Canucks Elias Pettersson, 103.2 radio station miles per hour.
Accuracy shooting was the Islanders' Brock Nelson.
Which they should have ended the competition on site when McDavid went up there and hit all 4 in like 8 seconds. But I guess they got to do a bracket semifinal thing. Fastest skater, Hurricanes, Andrei Svechnikov, 13.699 on his time.
Yeah, who was it that blew a tire on this?
Makar, I believe.
Tendy Tandem, Halibut, and Saros.
Breakaway challenge was Ovi and Crosby, which was assisted by Ovechkin's son, Sergei. Very nice situation.
They had some fun ones in this. You had the Tkachuk brothers dressed up in like Beach Boy gears. Pasternak came out in Happy Gilmore's jersey. He tried slap shotting from center ice. Who was the on ice announcer? They had the old defenseman,
PK Subban.
Yeah, and then he came out and gave him an actual putter, and he put it close, and then he went and got Happy's putter, and he tapped it in.
Yeah.
You had the splash shot was Rantanen and Cale Makar.
Pitch and puck was the Montreal Canadiens' Nick Suzuki.
Yeah, which they said he might be the best golfer in hockey.
A lot of competition there. I know most of them golf.
Though they said if Joe Pavelski was still in the league, he would have won this.
Yeah. College football.
Notre Dame's Tommy Rees to become Alabama's new offensive coordinator. And then I believe I saw that their new defensive coordinator is going to be Miami's defensive coordinator.
Kevin Steele, I think is his name. I mean, just a couple of uninspiring hires from Saban here in terms of what they usually do in these spots. So, all right, let's go to the picks.
I was 7-4 last week. I 0-2 in the NBA, 6-2 in college hoops, and then I hit on one golfer, which was Bo Hostler to finish top 20. He tied 11th.
Went 7-6, 1-1 in the NBA, 3-5 in college basketball, 3 golf hits. Justin Rose to win. Denny McCarthy top 10, Garrick Higo top 20. So all
And
of
then
those.
didn't you pick a guy who won the Pro-Am side of it?
Yeah, Ben Silverman won the Pro-Am side, but missed the cut.
Which people are totally complaining about. Your boy Aaron Rodgers is handicapped.
Out of all the things for people to care about, who cares? I mean, I'm sure it was a little bit higher than it should have been.
Well, Josh Allen even's like, if I'm coming in at 9 handicap, there's no way you're a 10.
He probably should have been playing to like a 4 or 5 at Pebble. So what can you do? He also probably hadn't golfed in a while, so
no, I suppose he just got his new TaylorMade Stealth 2s on that Monday and golfed all week.
Yeah. So, what can you do? Let's do everything before the Super Bowl. So let's start, I guess, with the golf.
We got to start with tonight's NBA.
Yeah, we could. Yeah,
I got the Wizards -3 over the Hornets and the Celtics -4 over the 76ers.
I got the Spurs +11 at the Raptors, the Blazers -2.5 against the Warriors.
I'm always going to pick that 76ers Celtics games. The 76ers are missing Embiid, but the Celtics are also missing Robert Williams and Al Horford.
NHL?
I have the Wild -125 over Vegas and the Lightning -125 over the Avalanche.
I got the Oilers -175 at the Flyers and the Kraken +140 at the Devils. A couple of road teams there on the East Coast. College hoops.
Thursday, I have Purdue over Iowa and St. Mary's over Loyola Marymount.
I'm going Purdue over Iowa and Oregon over USC.
Friday, I have Xavier over Butler. And out of the Mid-Atlantic, I have Iona over Canisius. Is that how you say that?
I think it's Canisius or Canisius or something.
That's right.
Nevada over Fresno State and Akron over Ohio.
Saturday, I have Texas over West Virginia and Alabama over Auburn.
I have Alabama over Auburn and UConn over Creighton. All right, golf. Waste Management, Phoenix Open, TPC Scottsdale.
To win, I have John Rahm +700, Tony Finau +1600, Justin Thomas +2200.
I have Colin Morikawa +1600, Tom Kim +2800, Jordan Spieth +5000. Easy money.
Top 5, Colin Morikawa +360.
I have Rory McIlroy +200.
Top 10, Patrick Cantlay +190.
Top 10, I have, of course, Max Homa +250.
Top 20, I have Sahith Theegala +220.
Yeah, he choked here last year. He had a few shot lead with a few to go, so maybe he can, right that wrong this year. I feel pretty good about this pick here. Top 20, Jason Day +210. I like that. Why not? I think I'm probably going to go 3 for at least get 3 with my 5, 10, and 20, and then probably a winner. So I'll probably get 4, all 4 possible points.
Think you're that lucky in golf now?
At least 2 or 3 this week, 100%. At least 2.
That really saved you from going 4 and 5.
Certainly did. Yeah, because my other 2 winner picks weren't even close. Davis Riley and Mav McNeely, not even close. So got a bad tip on the McNeely thing.
I mean, I had two that didn't make the cut. Fitzpatrick and Matt Kuchar.
Yeah, tough spot. All right, Super Bowl 57 from Arizona, where the football team that's in Arizona still hasn't hired a head coach and is never going to be good anyway. So what does it matter?
The Eagles come into the game at a 1.5-point favorite.
I'm taking the Eagles. I think they can get after Mahomes in the same way that the Bucs did when they beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. Except I think the difference here is the Eagles have even more guys that can do it. Like the Bucs had Shaq Barrett, they had the other dude that was there, and then the other dude,
Jason Pierre-Paul.
Yeah, he was there. Yeah. So,
Devin White and Levante David.
Vita Vea.
And they had Sue.
Yeah, I mean the Eagles have like 10 guys that can do it. So I think that's a big factor here.
And you have a bigger difference. You have a better back end on the D end as well as like the Bucks did that year.
One difference, I guess, is I think the Chiefs' offensive line is much better now than it was a couple years ago. But the Eagles' defense is really good. I think the big thing for the Eagles' defense is going to be containing Travis Kelce, because in terms of receivers, I think I really like the Eagles' corners and safeties in those matchups. So,
they activated Clyde Edwards-Helaire and they sent Nicole Hardman to the IR.
yeah, so he won't be playing. So there's one that's not playing
So
right
you
there.
You have Tony, Juju, Travis Kelce,
MVS.
And then their 5 plethora of running backs: Ronald Jones, Clyde,
Pacheco is going to be
McKinnon, and Pacheco
used the most probably. But yeah, I like the Eagles to cover the 1.5.
Well, I'm just gonna be odd for me here, and I'm gonna take the Chiefs plus 1.5.
Should be a good game. Much more hype with this game than last year. Rams Bengals is a fun little cute matchup, but this is the big dogs. These are probably the 2 best teams in the league all season. This is
But that is the number 1 seed of each.
Yep, both ones. The only teams that were even close to them all year were the Niners, who the Eagles beat, and then I guess you could probably throw the Bengals and Bills in the AFC in that conversation. So, yeah,
and the Eagles beat the Niners with a hurt quarterback.
Yeah, but they killed them. I mean, they didn't. Correct. If it was 31-27 or 14-7, you know.
I mean, putting in their 4-string quarterback,
maybe
gets hurt, and then if you don't bring Purdy back, McCaffrey's your actual backup quarterback there.
If Purdy was playing, maybe it would have been a 10-point game instead of a 20-point game, I guess. 10-point game instead of a 28-point game. Maybe.
Yeah, you kind of got to rest guys a little more. And I was talking today with a guy in therapy. I do not want to hear the whole broadcast about Mahomes' ankle and Hurts' shoulder. Hurts already rehabbed that before he came back.
We'll hear a lot more about Mahomes' ankle.
Who's also had 2 weeks to recover, and with all the medical stuff they have, that should not be an issue at all. They're going to say, like, if they get a sack, if he tries scrambling, they're going to be like, oh, it's because his ankle, he wasn't able to get fast enough. They're going to take away from that defensive guy who sacked him.
Yeah.
And then if he does get a couple yards scrambling, they're like, oh, his ankle's not that bad. Well, which one is it?
I'm sure we'll see a lot of it. But, all right, should be a good Super Bowl. Lots more to discuss. Definitely going to be a longer episode next week. But we'll be back next week for number 98. So we will see you next week.
Deuces.